Have you ever been in a situation where you're giving your all, but the man you're with just isn't stepping up? You're texting, calling, and making time for him, only for him to show up when it's convenient for him? Sound familiar? If you ever felt like you might be more invested than he is, stick around. Let's talk about the 5 big red flags that he's not serious about you and what they mean. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into an important topic, recognizing signs that a guy isn't truly invested in a relationship. This is so important because understanding red flags early can save you from heartache later. I wanted to start with a quick story. I have a friend, let's just call her Sarah, who went through the exact situation. She's an amazing, kind, sweet woman, the whole package. And she was putting in 110%. But this guy, he was giving maybe 20%. He never took her out on a real date. He only called, text when he wanted something from her. And he kept her completely hidden from his world. She never met his friends, never met his family. He would even disappear for days, then pop back up as if nothing happened. And whenever she needed a little support, he somehow turned it into an argument or just wasn't there for her. It was so frustrating and hurtful to watch because Sarah deserves so much better. Does any of that sound familiar to you, or maybe to a friend of yours? It's an all too common story, a woman giving her heart to a man who's just using her and stringing her along. Today I'm going to break down the 5 red flags that screams he's not serious about you. These are signs Sarah eventually recognized, and if you're seeing these in your own life, you might need to take a step back and rethink things. Let's get into it. Red flag number 1. He only calls you when he wants something. The first red flag is a big one. He only calls or texts when he needs something. If you notice that he's not reaching out just to say hi or see how you doing, but instead every call has a purpose or a request, that's a problem. Maybe he only contacts you late at night to come over, or he only texts when he needs a favor. In Sarah's case, the guy would go days without talking to her, then suddenly message her when he was bored or needed help with something. He never asked, "How was your day?" or made an effort to genuinely connect on a regular basis. Why is this a red flag? Because a man who is serious about you wants to talk to you, hear your voice, and be involved in your life. If he's only showing up when he needs something, he's treating you like a convenience, not a priority. You deserve more than being someone's personal on-call therapist, chauffeur, or late-night booty call. It's totally fine to help each other out in relationships, but if it's one-sided, with him always on the receiving end, it shows a lack of respect and genuine interest. Think about it. If a guy truly likes you, he'll call because he wants to hear your voice, not just because he wants a favor. He'll text you cute good morning messages, not just "Can you do this for me?" or "You up at 11 at night?" So if you realize all your interactions are transactional or initiated by his needs, pay attention. It's a huge red flag that he's not serious about you. Don't excuse it. Communicate your feelings if you want, but also remember you shouldn't have to beg someone to show basic interest. You deserve someone who calls because they genuinely want to talk to you. Red flag number 2. He never takes you out in public. He never takes you out in public. This one is huge. If every date you have is just chilling at home, Netflix and chill, or being low-key away from others, something up. In Sarah's story, she realized that in the 6 months she was seeing this guy, they never went out to dinner, saw a movie, or did anything where other people might see them together. Every time she suggested going out, he had an excuse. He was tired, he liked privacy, or he said, "Why go out when we can just hang at my place?" Now, listen, cozy nights in are great, but not all the time, especially if you've never had a real date outside the house. If he's keeping you behind closed doors, it could be that he doesn't want to be seen with you, or he doesn't want others to know he's spending time with you. That's a harsh truth. A guy who is proud to be with you and serious about you will want to be seen with you. He'll take you out, introduce you as his girl, and make you feel appreciated in public. Keeping you hidden is a major red flag. It might mean he sees the relationship as purely casual, just purely physical, or worst case, he could be hiding you because there's someone else in the picture and he's talking to other people. Being secretive like that is not a good sign. You are not some secret he gets to keep in the shadows. You deserve dinner dates. You deserve to hold his hand walking down the street without him flinching. You should feel like he's proud to be with you. And Sarah felt that sting. She used to ask, why don't you ever take me anywhere? And eventually realized it's because he never intended to have anything more serious with her. Don't ignore this behavior. It's a sign that his intentions might not align with yours. Red flag number 3, he picks a fight when you need him. The third red flag, he picks a fight or disappear when you need him most. This one can be a bit sneaky. Pay attention to how he reacts when you're going through something tough or when you ask for support. Does he step up and help, or does he suddenly become distant, irritated, or start an argument out of nowhere? A man who isn't serious about you will often avoid emotional responsibility. So that might look like him vanishing when you're sick or stressed, or him starting a random fight because you asked for a little bit of help. So let me help you understand. My friend Sarah had a really rough week at work and was feeling down. So she turned to this guy for a little comfort. Just wanted to talk and maybe get a hug. Instead of being there for her, he flipped the script and picked a fight about how he was always the last to know about what's going on with her. It made no sense. He somehow made her needing support into his problem about communication. Another time, she asked him if he could give her a ride to pick up her car from the shop. He got weirdly annoyed and said he was too busy, even though he was just at home. And then they ended up arguing about how she was asking for too much. These fights always came at the moments when a true partner would normally say, sure, I've got you, or I'm here for you. If every time you reach out for a bit of help or understanding, he pushes you away and makes you feel bad for asking, that's a glaring red flag. It shows he's not willing to be there for you in even the smallest ways, which is not what committed partners do. Someone who is serious about you will at least try to support you and talk you through issues calmly. They won't make you feel guilty for having needs or feelings. So if he's avoiding emotional closeness and responsibilities by picking fights or ghosting when things get real, you need to recognize that he's not prepared to be a real partner. You deserve someone who's in your corner, especially when life gets rough. You haven't met a single friend or family member of his, and he doesn't want to meet yours. If a guy is keeping you completely separate from the rest of his life, it's a bad sign about his intentions. In a healthy, progressing relationship, eventually worlds should start to overlap. He'll want you to meet his buddies, and he'll be curious to meet the important people in your life too. It might not happen right away, but if you've been dating for a while and he still dodges any situation where you could meet his friends and family, you've got to wonder why. In Sarah's case, after months of seeing this guy, she realizes one day, I don't even know what any of his friends look like. And I've never met his roommate. He would mention people, but never actually let her meet him. One time, a friend of his was having a birthday party at a bar, and Sarah thought, great, this would be the perfect chance for him to invite me. But he went alone. And when she asked why couldn't she come, he mumbled something about, it's just a guy thing, you wouldn't have fun. And that hurt her feelings, understandably so. It became clear that he was keeping her separate on purpose. Why is this red flag so important? Because if he's serious about you, he'll naturally start weaving you into his life. He'll want his friends to meet you because he's proud to be with you and he sees a future with you. And he'll be excited, though maybe a little nervous, to meet your friends and family because he wants to know the other parts of you. He wants to know the other parts of your life. If he's not doing any of that, then likely he doesn't plan on sticking around long term, or he's keeping his options open. Also, keep in mind, sometimes guys won't introduce you to their friends and family because they're telling those people that they're single, or they just see us as someone they're hanging out with rather than a girlfriend. No matter the reason, it's not good. You shouldn't have to feel like a secret guest star in his life. You should feel like an important part of it. So if you've been together for a while and you're still hidden away, take that as a serious sign that he's not committed to moving forward in a relationship. Red flag number 5. He's always emotionally unavailable. Lastly, but not least, red flag number 5. He's emotionally unavailable, like all the damn time. What do I mean by that? It means he doesn't open up emotionally and he doesn't let you in. You might notice that all the conversations stay on the surface. He's happy to joke around and talk about things like work, sports, hobbies, or physical stuff, but the minute feelings or a relationship comes up, he shuts down. Maybe he tells you he doesn't like talking about his feelings, or he just changes the subject whenever you ask anything deeper. He might avoid questions like, where do you see this going? Or even, how was your day really? Emotional unavailability can also look like inconsistency. If he's hot and affectionate one day, then he's cold, distant the next week, it leaves you on an emotional roller coaster, never knowing where you stand. In Sarah's situation, she felt like she never truly knew what he felt about her. He never said anything about his feelings or about their future. When she tried to have a heartfelt conversation, even something as simple as asking him about his childhood or how he feels about his job, he dodged the question or give a one-word answer. And if she brought up her own feelings, like telling him she was upset about something, he'd pat her on the back awkwardly and say, it'll be fine, without really listening or comforting her. It was like he had a wall up that she just couldn't get through. Here's the thing. A relationship cannot grow if one partner is emotionally unavailable. If he's never vulnerable with you, never curious about deeper feelings, and doesn't share his, then he's keeping the relationship at a shallow level on purpose. That's a sign he's not serious about building a deeper connection. Some guys who do this aren't ready or willing to be emotionally intimate. If that's what you want and need, it's not something you should have to constantly pull teeth for. You deserve a partner who opens his heart to you over time, even if it's a little scary. Someone who cares about your feelings and lets you care about his. Emotional availability is key to a serious, loving relationship. If he's constantly closed off and you feel emotionally unsatisfied, that's a red flag that he's not fully invested in you. Don't confuse his occasional sweet moments as true vulnerability if 90% of the times he's walled off. Consistency matters. If he can't meet you even halfway emotionally, it might be time to reconsider sticking around. So let's recap the 5 red flags that he's not serious about you. 1, he only calls and texts when he wants something, meaning he's using you as a convenience, not trying to genuinely connect. 2, he never takes you out in public. He keeps you hidden and doesn't take you on real dates, which shows he isn't proud to be seen with you or is keeping things casual. 3, he picks fights or disappears when you need support. Instead of being there for you, he avoids responsibility and leaves you hanging when it counts the most. 4, he won't introduce you to his friends or family. You're kept separate from the rest of his life. A clear sign he's not envisioning a future with you. 5, he's always emotionally unavailable. There's no emotional depth or openness, preventing the relationship from growing and becoming truly meaningful. If you're seeing any of these red flags in your current situation, take a moment and be honest with yourself. One red flag on its own might not be the end of the world. Sometimes timing or other factors can cause hiccups. But if you're checking off multiple things on this list, it's a strong sign that this guy is not as invested as you are. And as painful as that realization can be, it's also empowering because now you know. You can decide what you want to do with that knowledge. Remember, you are worth someone's time, someone's effort, and someone's genuine affection. You shouldn't have to settle for half-hearted texts, secret meetups, and emotional stone walls. The right person will want to take you out, will call you just because they miss you, will stand by you when you need them, and will open up to you bit by bit because he wants you to know him deeply. That's what we all should hold out for, a relationship where we feel valued, seen, and loved. I shared Sarah's story earlier, and the good news is She did finally realize those red flags and broke it off with that guy. It wasn't easy, but today she's with someone who treats her so much better. Thank you, God. And seeing the difference just confirms that when a guy is serious about you, you won't be left wondering or begging for the bare minimum. So trust your gut. If it feels off, don't ignore it. You have the strength to walk away from someone who isn't meeting your needs. It might be hard in the short term, but in the long run, you're making space for the right person to come into your life. Someone who doesn't wave those red flags every day. Have you ever experienced any of these red flags? Let me know in the comments. Maybe you've got another red flag that you think we should watch out for. Share those too. We can all learn from each other's experiences. Remember, you're not alone in this, and there's a whole community here to support you. If this resonates with you, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more content on self-worth and healthy relationships, and share this with a friend who might need to hear it. Thanks for watching. You deserve love and respect. So keep those heads high and those standards higher. Until next time, take care of yourself.